It appears to be days of our lives. Megan quickly gave up the idea of Kristen and Dimitri getting married. And for that, my nephew and I would like to express our sincere gratitude. Megan has now turned her attention to Gwen. But Dimitri's response thus far has been rather less than enthusiastic. So, even though he's not all in, Megan isn't a heartless person, just ask Bo. Okay, so perhaps he shouldn't at this point attest to her caring side. However, she made it plain that if her son were to fall in love, that would be wonderful even if she is pressuring her son to get married as part of her grand plan. She wishes for her son to be content. Dimitri didn't respond favorably to the notion either though. And Leah was immediately shown after that. Interesting. Is the program preparing to play a fast one on us and reveal that Dimitri and Leo will actually be in love? They are both con artists and terrible guys, albeit of slightly different varieties, and we are aware that Leo is attracted to and occasionally terrified of Dimitri. Would the von Leuschner heir be coerced into marrying Gwen just to elope with her best friend behind her back? Or would she be complicit in the scheme, consenting to pose as his wife for financial gain while allowing Dimitri and Leo to live happily ever after? These kinds of plot twists frequently appear in soap operas, and Days of Our Lives appears to be doing just that right now with Dimitri and Leo. But even if he might not want to marry Gwen, there is still something there, as Peter Port explains to Soap Opera Digest in their most recent issue. He observes, "I think he's intrigued. I believe there is instant chemistry. I believe that despite his efforts, he is still met with unmistakable sparks. What if there was another choice? It is obvious that Dimitri is not above or incapable of using seduction to obtain his goals. But it might not be sufficient anymore. He might desire a closer bond, and perhaps he could find it with Leo at first, only for affections to grow for his new wife, Gwen. We are aware. Finding a deeper connection with Leo seems absurd on the surface, yet occasionally he demonstrates glimmers of humanity and a longing to experience true love. At the very end, when Crave understood he had both found and lost something real, we got a brief glimpse of that. Gwen is another option. Her bad crimes have been hanging over her head for years, damaging her character for the majority of the audience, making her difficult for the show to handle. Gwen always trails Sarah when it comes to Xander, especially in the eyes of the audience. Both of their friendships could use a relationship, and Dimitri might be the ideal man for both of them. Of course, this wouldn't necessarily be a typical trio, if such a thing exists, with each person having a different level of attraction for the other. Gwen and Leo have spoken about how they are the only ones who are in a platonic relationship with one another. However, that may also be the very reason they are able to make this three-way connection work. Even if it might be a different kind of love, the three could still share it. Gwen and Leo would agree to get along and share his affections, and Dimitri would act as the connecting factor between them. Then perhaps Gwen would stop trying to ruin other people's lives and leave Chloe alone. Of course, that may also be the case if Xander decides to pursue her once more after seeing her with Dimitri and desiring what he cannot have, at least until he learns about Sarah's unborn child. Leo doesn't have to overnight become a hero, as if he could be, but the character needs greater complexity if the show wants to keep him around. That could come from love. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel, Daily Bulletin News, and stay with us.